Hi students, so welcome to our channel. So in this class we are going to discuss regarding the chapter. The chapter name is electrostatics. So this chapter, which we can call it as electric fields and charges. So regarding that chapter, first we are going to discuss regarding the introduction part. So apart from this, so this electrostatic is a branch of physics. So what it will deals? So it will deals with the static electric charges or charges at rest. So before going to discuss about that, so we should have to know what is charge. So here charge which you have been taken, which you can call it as, it is an intrinsic property of a body. So based on that, which we can define it as charge. It is an intrinsic property of a body. Sir, so what is charge? So charge, which we can tell here as either two types. So apart from that, a positive charge and negative charge. So first we will see the example. Here if you see the example in general, which we have been discussed, atoms. So if you take any atom, in that atom we are having electrons, protons and neutrons. So electrons, which you are considering it as a negative, protons, which you are considering it as a positive, neutrons, they are neither positive nor negative. So here if you observe helium-24, helium-24, it is having two protons, two electrons. Protons we can consider it as a positive and electrons we can consider it as a negative. So with this, what is the total net charge? Here net charge of this helium-24 is equals to 0. So because here number of protons are equals to the number of electrons. Here what is the net charge of helium-24 means that which is equals to 0. So based on this, we can tell we are having two types of charges. So one is positively charged body, another one is negatively charged body. So here if you observe a glass rod and then silk cloth, whenever they are rubbing with each other, after some time, if you have been make it separate, so we can observe that a glass rod acquires a positively charged body and then silk cloth acquires negatively charged body. That means glass rod has loses some electrons and silk cloth gains some electrons. In the same way, here we can take a animal fur and then ebonite rod. Ebonite rod is one kind of material. So animal fur, for example sheep you have been seen, we can see the hair. That hair is nothing but a fur. So if you have been rubbed animal fur with ebonite rod, animal fur acquires positively charged body and ebonite rod gets positively charged body. How this it is possible means because of by rubbing, while rubbing at that time, so what it will be happen means a transfer of charges can be takes place. So just now you have been seen some examples based on that. If a glass rod is rubbed with silk cloth, so glass rod acquires positive charge and while silk cloth acquires an equal amount of negative charge. So transfer of charges here takes place. If ebonite rod is rubbed with fur, it becomes negatively charged while the animal fur acquires equal amount of positive charges. This is the classification of positive and negative charges. So which has been termed by American scientist Benjamin Franklin. Thus, charging a rod by rubbing does not create electricity, but simply transfers or redistributes a charge in a material. That means with the help of this, which we can tell here as charges can transform from one body to another body. We cannot create or we cannot destroy. just simple manner which they can transform from one body to another body. If a body loses, that it is a positively charged body. If a body acquires excess of charges, excess of electrons, so we can call that as a negatively charged body. So here you have been observed, so positive and negative they will attract. So in other two cases, positive and positive they will repel, and negative charges they will repel with each other. So with the help of this, which we can tell here as like charges repel with each other, and then unlike charges attract with each other. For this, which we can take the same examples what you have been discussed now. Just now I have been said like charges repel and unlike charges attract with each other. For that you can see here the example. So if you take a glass rod and glass rod, so they are positive. So because of this we can observe the repulsion between two glass rods. Whereas in another example, so you have been taken, one is glass rod, another one is ebonite rod. Glass rod acquires positive and ebonite rod acquires negative after rubbing. So they are unlike charges. So at that time what it will be happen means attract with each other. So two charged rods of same sign repel with each other, and two charged rods of opposite sign they will repel with each other. So the property of attraction and repulsion between charged bodies have many applications, such as electrostatic paint spraying, so which is one of the important which you can tell. So and then powder coating, fly ash collecting in chimneys. So in fly ash means so one kind of ash which we can collect it from chimneys, and inkjet printing and photostat copying. See this, so this which is nothing but photostat copying, that's Xerox and machines which we are using. So next one is the conductors and insulators. According to the electrostatic behavior, materials are divided into two categories, conductors and insulators. These insulators, so which we can call it as so dielectrics. Bodies which allows the charges to pass through are called conductors. Examples we can take here as metals, human bodies and earth, etc. So bodies which does not allow the charges to pass through it, so to pass through it are called insulators. Example glass, mica, ebonite, plastic, etc. So that's why only, so whenever we are doing with the electrical parts, especially current, at that time they allow us to wear the chappals, because chappals are nothing but which are made up of plastic or rubber. So it is an insulator, it does not allow to move the transfer of charges. Whenever charges are moving, at that time only current can passes. So this is important for 1 marks. So basic properties of electric charges. So based on this, quantization of electric charge which we can tell. So the fundamental unit of electric charge, which is denoted by small e, is charge carried by one electron, and its unit is coulomb. So the SI unit of charge which we can tell here as it is nothing but coulomb. E has a magnitude, so it is a constant value. That constant value is nothing but so 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs. So in nature, the electric charge of any system is always an integral multiple of least amount of charge. It means that quantity can taken only in one of the discrete set of values. So that a charge is quantized, which we can represent it by, so Q is equals to NE, where N is an integer. So in this examples we have been seen, so charges which it has been transferred either 1, 2 or 3. So we cannot transfer either 1.5, 2.5. So that's why which they have been said a charge is an quantized charge, that Q is equals to NE, where N is an integral number. And next one is so conservation of electric charges. So before going to discuss about this a law of conservation of energy, so which you have been said, energy can be neither be created nor be destroyed. In the same way, a conservation of electric charges can be neither be created nor be destroyed. It can transform from one body to another body. So with the help of this we can tell here as, so charges can be neither be created nor be destroyed. So according to the law of conservation of electric charge, the total charges in an isolated system always remains constant. For this example which they have been taken, so if you have been learned regarding modern physics, in that you may heard the nuclear reactor. So in nuclear reactor we are using the uranium. That uranium you have been seen here, this is the equation. In this equation, so what we can observe means, so before splitting uranium it is having 92. So then after splitting also, thorium it will be having 19 and helium it will be having 2. So a total charge before decay is, which you can tell here as plus 92E. Total charge after decay also we can tell here as 90E plus 2E. Hence the total charge is conserved. That means the total number of charges always which remains constant. So next one is the additive nature of charge. The total electric charges of a system is equals to the algebraic sum of electric charges located in a system. For example, two charged bodies of charge plus 2q and minus 2q are brought in contact. The total charge of the system is minus 3q. So for this we can take one example. So if you have been considered, so this is a one body. Yes, you have been considered one body. That one body is nothing but, so it will be having, for example, they have been taken, so plus 2q charge, and then one more is minus 5q charge. So with the help of this, what we can tell means the total number of charges, this is positive and this is negative. So the net equivalent will be, which is equals to minus 3q charges, which we can tell. So with the help of this we can tell here as, so in additive nature, so we can add and we can subtract the positively and negatively charges. So as a simple form of addition of charges which we can tell. So this is regarding the basic introduction of electrostatics. I hope you have been understood that. So please subscribe my channel Physics to Learn Ashwardha Reddy, and then like it and then share to your friends. Thank you for watching.